Hey guys, Chef Wu Can here. How are you today? Today, we're going to make a very, very easy traditional dish that one of the ingredients that we're going to be using takes it back millions of years ago. I mean, it's the best ingredient you could ever use. Today, we're going to make a honey garlic pork chop. Okay? Now, let me just show you the pork I purchased from Aldi. The thin slices of pork chop. No bone, pure meat, thin slices. That's key here. And I want you to cut it in half, and then I want you to cut it in quarters, and basically you have this. Now, as you know, pork is all muscle. When you cook it, the muscles tighten up, so it tends to be a little bit more chewier. So what I did was and I took around 6 thin cuts of pork chop, and I added about 2 tablespoons of, believe it or not, baking soda. Baking soda breaks down the muscle of any meats. So we use it for beef, pork, you could even use it for shrimp, all right? And basically, by marinating the baking soda into the meat, it will allow the chemicals to break down the alcohol. With 6 thin slices of pork, basically we'll keep it on marinated with the powder for about 25 to 30 minutes. After that, then we'll rinse it thoroughly. We'll continue to rinse it to get as much of the baking soda out. And then basically we'll apply it to the wok and we'll boil it. And this way of doing this, you're going to have a very, very tender pork chop pieces. Along with that, we have a flavor profile. Chef Wu Can's flavor profile of the day is whenever you have a salty, you need a sweet. That balance, yin and yang, makes it for perfect flavor. No matter what you're cooking, whether it's Asian, Western, Spanish, it doesn't matter. That flavor combination between salty and sweet are perfect together. The other part of it is spicy. If you're using spicy, you have to have a sweet. Okay? So spicy and sweet go well together. So whatever you make, whether it's Asian or not, it will come out perfectly. We're using garlic. This is not the bulb garlic. This is peeled garlic already. So all I'm going to do is smash it, all right, to give it the garlic flavor. This is fried garlic, all right. This will give it an extra crunch. And this is fried shallots, an additional flavor, but yet crunchy. And obviously, we have honey. And we add a little bit of sesame oil to give it a nice nutty flavor. And here's our salty. Thin soy sauce, okay? So the combination of all three is going to create a fantastic dish. So while the pork is marinating with the baking soda, and make sure you marinate all that baking soda into the roast pork. Then we're going to rinse it after 25 minutes, and then we'll put it in the wok in water, and we'll try to cook it as best we can. And you'll notice that the texture, as you're rinsing it, is a little bit different than when you had the pork chop before. And that means that it's working. All right, so bear with me. I'll get everything prepared, and then I'll come back to you in 25 to 30 minutes. Okay, so I had rinsed the pork chop of any excess baking soda. I heated about 2-3 cups of hot water, and basically waited until it get boiled. I threw the pork chop in the water. It will obviously, as it cooks, it will foam up, but don't be deterred. It's just that combination of any residual baking soda and hot water will create that foam. So we have the pork. Now, you may say, well, it should be totally white for it to be done. But essentially, you know, doing it this way, it may not be exactly the right way. So you can have it cooked, even though it may look a little pink, but it's still cooked all the way. The baking soda is breaking down the muscle in the pork, right? If you want to keep it in here a little longer, you can. It's not going to make it any tougher because the baking soda has already penetrated. Okay? All right, so we're going to take it out. And we're going to do more cooking to it anyway. All right, so we have it. All right, now let me remove the water. Now let's prepare the sauce. Okay, the sauce is going to be, we're going to add a little water. Okay, a little bit of water, about a half a cup of water. Now we'll add the sweet, which is the honey. So we'll use about a half a cup of honey. Now, you know, honey's been around. It never goes bad. It's always good for you. Right? So we added about a half a cup. Now we add about a quarter cup of soy sauce. Okay. Add a little bit of Sha wine. Squirt or two. And we'll stir it up to see what kind of flavor we get. Always taste your sauces before you throw the main ingredient in. All right? So let me taste the sauce. It's good. Very good. We'll add a little bit of dark soy sauce because we want to give it a little color. Okay? A little caramel color. Golden caramel color. So, a dash of the dark soy sauce. Maybe a little bit more. We tasted it. Now, the dark soy sauce is not really soy sauce at all. It's just called that name. I don't know why, but it's really a coloring agent to give a nice rich caramel color. Good. Now, we'll add the cornstarch. We get a little gravy. Okay. The slurry sauce is basically a combination of cornstarch and a little water. Stir it up a little bit until you get this consistency. Alright. And we'll thicken it up a little bit more. Okay. So don't mind having a little bit more saltier because when you add the pork in, it's going to absorb some of the flavor, and generally pork is sweeter. Okay? So we got a nice thickness. All right? Then we're going to add the crunchy garlic and a little bit of the shallots to it. And we'll add a dash of sesame oil at the end. All right. Put the pork in. Toss it around. Add a dash of sesame oil. Sesame oil is always added last. And we'll add some garlic. So we have fresh garlic here. This is a honey garlic dish. All right? So I'll let a little bit of the heat and the oil and the sauce together infuse. Right? And if you didn't have the fresh garlic, the crunchy garlic would be good too. Let me add a little bit more of the dark soy sauce. And now, let's add a little bit of the fried shallots. And some crunchy garlic granules. And here you go. So you have honey garlic pork chop, boneless pork chop, covered with, surrounded by fresh broccoli that's been parboiled. It hasn't been deep fried, right? So it's a little bit healthier. The honey is a natural sweetness. Soy sauce, the flavor combination of salty and sweet, all right? And this is it. Now let's try it. Here you go. Piece. Delicious. We'll add a little bit of white pepper. Definitely nice morsels of pork. Very tender. Okay? Now, just want to show you, I wrote a book, a cookbook. It has 25 simple and easy recipes of my doing. I didn't steal any recipes from others. This is all of my doing. And basically, the book addresses the why. A lot of cookbooks that you may see, they'll tell you, get this, do this, this is what you got to buy, but they don't really explain why. And my book will explain why. It's the You Can Do It Asian Cookbook by Chef Wu Can. And you can find it on Amazon.com on the ebook. And so what happens is, other than today, I had to do a couple of edits, but in 3 days it should be fixed and you'll be able to order it online. And it ships pretty fast too. So if you have any questions, let me know. The motto is, Chef Wu Can, you can too. And if you do one of the recipes, it will be Chef Wu Can, I can too. All right, so any questions, let me know. My website is chefwucan.com. I provide traditional dishes. It may not be the most popular, but I try to make it as simple as I can. And basically, it should be more flavorful, more delicious, and in many ways, nutritious too. All right? So I'm not deep frying the pork chop. You can if you want, but I just did not do that. This is just as good without the frying, without the extra calories. All right? So any questions, let me know. Chef Wu Can, you can too. The You Can Do It Asian Cookbook by me. All right? And it gives you a bonus section. It gives you a section that if you need to order some of the ingredients in my cookbook, there are two Asian e-commerce sites. One is Weee, W-E-E-E, which you may have to download on your corresponding apps. Or there's another one. And the grocery stores that we have here in Maryland, H Mart, and the Great Wall supermarket. In your designated states, countries, you may have the local markets, which you have easy accessibility to it, but it's a good thing. The bonus part of it is, if you decided and you always wondered how to make brown sauce, one of the bonus recipes is for brown sauce. Then if you wanted to know how to make sweet and sour sauce, that's another bonus for you to check out. Now, the combination of a little bit of sweet and sour and a little bit of brown sauce, you get General Tso's sauce. And if you wanted sesame sauce, it's a sweet and sour with a little bit more. They add sesame oil and some sesame seeds on top, and that's it. Okay? So just to let you know, those are a little bit of the secrets, and it's my way of trying to save you a couple of dollars, because takeout can be kind of expensive every Friday. All right? And you don't have to wait on the lines. You'll be making it all by yourself, and it'll be easy. Once you may be doing the first dish or two, after that, it'll be easy. It's the same sauces that I outline in my book. It's just that maybe shrimp has a different flavor, beef has a flavor, pork has a flavor, squid has a flavor, vegetables have a different flavor. So you're using basically the same pantry ingredients, the sauces, but you're getting a different flavor. So that's wonderful. So if you want, you're not going to be using one sauce once and put it in the refrigerator. You'll be using it quite often. Okay? So let me know, chefwucan.com, and look forward to my next one. So thank you very much. Aloha from the great state of Maryland.